Okay, I'm going to jump on here and talk about combat because we don't feel that we said enough about it to be, or we don't feel that we've said a sufficient amount about it in the first video. So this is part two. Just to give you an example of how combat can be done, and there are any number of ways that you can handle combat, in a solo role-playing game situation. This game is kind of what's laid out here with the cards and the generic game board is a hybrid board game slash role playing RPG, solo RPG called Monster Hunt. It's a pretty self explanatory concept. We have our monster here, our little Frankenstein guy, and we have the Monster Hunter right here. Combat here in this game. The game is fairly simple. It's just you roll a 1d6, move your characters around, pull a card. The card will give you a treasure table or a spell table or a potion table, very small. If you pull an ace, you introduce a monster. If you pull a jack, you introduce a random event. A queen is a reroll, and a king is, depending on his suit, again, weapon, spades, treasure, diamonds, spells, clubs, and hearts, potions. The object is to kill the monsters, the four of them, as they're introduced. You all go around the deck together. You roll and move the number of spaces, and then you move the monster 3 spaces. So they're always kind of either trailing behind you or you're trailing behind them until you land on an adjacent square or the same square, and then you have a monster situation of combat. Could be handled in any number of ways. You could just roll a dice. Whoever gets the highest hits. To add a little bit more granularity to it, we have a system here that's sort of borrowed from RPGs for a tabletop board game. And that's just rolling up life points for the monster. For instance, we have here, I'm not sure if you can see this, we have a 8, and that 8, the monster ranking is 4. Every monster is associated with a number. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 life points for the monster. Now, the Monster Hunter is not associated with a ranking, not in the Monster Hunt game, but he has rolled 2 5s, 5 and 5, 10. So we double that, and we're going to double that, and that gives him 20 life points. Now, does it matter which one rolls first unless you're adding modifier or advantage for whoever gets to jump on the other one? Basically, this is kind of a dice pool type combat system where, say, you roll for the monster and you roll 11, you add as the modifier his monster rank, which is 4, giving him a roll of 15. The Monster Hunter's roll is 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, since he doesn't have a number associated with him, we just double the roll. So 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 9 is 18. So his roll was 18. And I believe the Monster Hunter's roll was, or excuse me, the monster, the Frankenstein guy, his roll was 15. So that leaves 18 minus 15 is 3. And the Monster Hunter was the one that hit because his roll was higher. So he does 3 points of damage. 3 points damage to the monster. And the monster had I believe 12 life points. Yes, the monster had 12 life points. So he did 3 points of damage. There's 9 points left for the monster. Now the monster goes. He gets a 9. Add the 4. There's 13. The monster hunter's roll is, oh, luck was not with him. 2 plus 2 is 4. So basically what you do is whoever has the highest roll hits, and you subtract the roll that they make from the roll that the opponent, the NPC or PC, makes. And whatever is the higher value, this lower value subtracted from the higher value, obviously, and what you get is the damage done. So it's a very simple method of combat in this game. And it can, you could do it again any number of ways, but we don't have any kind of armor class or defense class here, just the dice rolls and the addition and the subtraction of whatever damage is done to the life points. Now, in this game, it could be played different ways, obviously, but when all the life points are gone, just as easy to grab another token here, and or whatever token, find a human-looking one, token, and recharge, and then just go back and start in again. Easy enough to do, unless you're playing a more solo RPG style, and then you really care about the character, and you've written a background, or you're journaling every roll that you make on this to create a kind of narrative or story. Or it could just be played as a very primitive, simple board game, just like we've shown you. We'll have another video about Monster Hunt very soon. Thank you very much. Have a good morning. Bye-bye.